Hello guys, I'm back again with another game, but this time I'll be doing a review on Reason 3 Titan Lords.
I knew it'd be hard.
Let's just watch the intro.
Damn. When was it ever easy? How many times during my countless raids did death stare me right in the face? But that hideous face staring back at me was beyond even my imagination.
There is no escape. Your body belongs to me. Men, attack!
Now the first thing I'm going to say is you should not judge the game on this introduction alone. The reason why I put this in is to explain to you guys that it looks pretty funny, this introduction to the game. It's more to introduction and how on the controls of the game. Now this intro does not give the game justice. This game has also not been given a lot of good reviews by a lot of people who played the game. On Steam there's about 977 positive reviews of this game currently. Sure, that's not a lot, but then again, not many people are familiar with the series. I'm a big fan of Piranha Bytes games. I've been playing their game since the first got it. And the thing that brought me back to the game was that they said that they were going back to their roots. Now, I still think the best game Piranha Bytes ever made was the first Gothic. So when they said they were going back to the roots of their games, that actually sealed the deal for me in getting Reason 3. And I got to say, I put in 50 hours into the game, and I can tell you now that I am not dissatisfied. I'm very happy with what they did with the game. They brought back factions where you have to join. That's what I love about the game. I mean, you have replay value. There's always 3 factions in the game. In this case, there are guardians who have the mages, there are demon hunters who go back to their lineage, and have the voodoo pirates who does voodoo, and I guess it's the only class that you actually can get involved with, the pirates alone. In this game also that you be capable of crafting weapons or fixing legendary weapons. You'll be able also to craft rings and amulets. Now a lot of people, like I said earlier, will be put out by the way the intro is, but I got to say that you got to look deeper into the game. There is element of battle, or I would say melee battle or hack and slash in the game, but you've got to know how to play. A lot of reviews that I've seen about the game, a lot of them complain about how the game played, how the melee system worked. It actually, when you play this game, you suck right at the very beginning. So you gotta train your guy, get people to train him on how to battle. But the more your skills, your swordman skill goes up, the better your man fights, the more damage he does. And you got the maneuver. Not every attack can be palmed or parried. Now the way the ghost pirate looks, I got to say that it's not very appealing, and a lot of people will be just by the ghost pirate alone. A lot of people won't buy this game, so they really should have done a better job at it. And here is summoning a giant fish, and yes, you will be fighting this giant fish in the game. So it's interesting. Now the main storyline is this unnamed hero discovered a portal, and know how curiosity killed the cat? He got himself killed and got the spirit sucked out of him. There are also people saying that the graphics are lame or the graphics are old graphics. But I would agree that the characters doesn't have much depth to it in graphic terms.
See, now you've got your own command. After all,
But after
No,
this, I'll be showing
don't talk such
sceneries
crap.
from
I'll get you out
part
of
of the
here.
games
it's too
that might
late.
change your mindset.
No. No.
So we'll be starting with the sceneries of the game. Okay, this is Tyrannis. This will be the first place you'll be going to. This is the Guardians map, and as you can see from the landscape, it took time and care to actually design this landscape. Look at the waterfalls, it's beautiful.
Beautiful view, isn't it?
I'm not here for the view.
This is another view just outside the Guardians base, and look at the skies. This is the Guardians base where the mages reside, and if you continue helping them, you can turn to a Guardian. This is one of the last maps available on the game. It's called Skull Island. It's very well designed. Environment's pretty nice. I couldn't help but admire most of the areas. And this is Kila. The island is basically surrounded by a lot of old ruins, and where the voodoo pirates reside. If you want to be a voodoo pirate, this is the island you'll be going to. So now we're going to Calador. Green flames to call out demon hunters. It doesn't have as much ruins as Kila, but still good. Interesting place, a lot of lava. This is the town in Antigua, a pirate town. This is inland. As you can see, the skull face and the waterfall surface. And his job is actually to get rid of all the portals to stop all the shadows from coming to the world. This is Tarigua. This map, or this town and its landscape actually has been used before in Vision 2. I mean, there's nothing wrong with using a place, but they did make a lot of improvement. As you can see, they didn't just leave the graphic like it was in the old days. Now, another reason why I like playing this kind of games is you get to find giant monsters like this swamp golem.
Then you can answer a few questions I have.
This is also a boss in the game.
That's what they all
Now you can't say
look
that
for.
graphic look bad. It's nice, really
What
nice. Look
are
at it.
your questions? You may ask but 3.
Now, I'm going to be explaining the pick locking a bit. This is one of the hardest pick locking, so I think it's the best tool to be using to explain to you what the pick locking or how the pick locking works. So you're gonna need a lock pick, and different chests will have different locking skill requirements. So you can see when I click this tool, it locks in place. But if you go and get it at clicking the wrong pin, will actually reset everything. Boom, it gets reset. So you can see the gray metal part actually flips. That means you got the wrong part. So this tool doesn't work, you got to look for the rest. And as you see, I'll be trying certain sequences to get it. So at this point I figured out that you can't use the first two. So then I realized this too. So it goes from right to left, right to left. But then I go to the left part as well. Oop, the end's wrong again. So we have to start all over. Try this again. Oops. So I got to go to the right side after those sequences. Oops, I forgot one more pin, I think. So you got to take it step by step, one pin at a time. My mouse sensitivity is a bit too sensitive, so I keep hitting the last pin that I didn't want to hit. That's how the pick locking skill works. And here I got a really nice sword. Okay guys, I'll be explaining the combat system. Right here I'm starting with the sword. There are three kinds of swords. Piercing, slashing, and sword. Don't ask me why they call the other part of the skill sword, but it's sword. So here, this spider is very fast on the attack. It doesn't do much damage, but it attacks really fast. They usually come in groups, so you gotta work fast. Now, using magic first, fire magic, using the range attack by holding the right click button and firing with the left. And if they get too close, just right click, charge up, and fire. Fairly simple. It's just that you gotta have the right timing for it. This vision that you just saw is so that you can find
John was the toughest guy I ever knew. He always
rare
wore his
items
belt
or
when
treasures.
he took on ogres. When the
And you'll
clasp
come by
broke,
this kind of books
he was
sometimes
killed.
that will show you
we
treasure
placed the belt in his
or
grave
quests
near the ruins of the west
to
edge
find
of Palador.
legendary items.
John, you.
Now I'll be going for a rifle or musket, and you see a circle, and you see a yellow line charging around the circle. The more when the yellow line comes reach to the other side of the other end of the circle, it actually means there's a higher chance of having a critical hit on the monster. And this weapon, I would say, is fairly effective. There are two kinds: rifle, pistol, and shotgun. But the pistol, you can't actually just use a pistol alone. It's for a quick attack, but it usually misses. So now shotgun, it charges up slowly. So once you get good at it, it goes up immediately. But it's usually up yellow immediately if you're fighting up close combat. The problem with the rifle is that you don't have a guard. You got to evade, and you can actually use the shotgun as a club. And magic to heal myself. Going back to melee. Well, this is just the beginning of my sword skill. As you go throughout the game and training your sword skill, you'll be able to power and counter attack at the same time. Just remember that you got to charge to do more damage, so you got to time it right. So about the combat system, it's all about timing. You do the right timing and it's okay. This is another interesting part of the game. There's not many of these battles, but it's fun. What I'm talking about is you get to fight a giant fish. Like I said so in the beginning. As you can see, what I didn't like was the sword ability or the sword effects coming out of the sword while you're moving. Probably they fix it in the future. So you got 3 cannons on the port and on the starboard side, or the left and right side, and you have a cannon in the front of your vessel. So on the map you'll see where the position of the fish will be. You don't want to be in front of it, or you attack, you have a cheap shot, or you underneath, and it can fire some sort of cannon as well.
There it is.
So that was my frontal cannons. Now you gotta say that the graphics look pretty decent for a game like this.
There it is.
And for its price, if you ask me, it's freaking cheap. See my cannons fired from my port side, or my left side, firing again. There's a reload time on each of the cannon. Guys, I'll let you see the rest of the video. This will be the end of my video so far. I hope you liked the video. Please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. I hope it gave you a little bit more explanation in the game. Also, why I did make this into a series is because there's a lot of conversations in the game. Recording this would be 50 hours I played this, and half the time I'm listening to the story. So the reason I got this game is because of the story, the conversations they had, it's really in depth. So I've enjoyed this game like I enjoyed part 1. So I said, guys, don't judge a book on its cover. A game like from Piranha Bytes, you really got to take time in playing it to actually enjoy the game and not judge it from the beginning part of the game. You got to take time, learn how to play the game, what's the game about, what's the storyline about, and I encourage you to try the game. It's worth the buy. And I'll be playing the other the other 2 classes, the Demon Hunter and the Voodoo Pirate, because that's how much I enjoy the game. In Gothic 1 I played as a mage, as the 3 factions. So this game is pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. It was enjoyable, it's adventurous, it's open world. If the only thing that I had to complain about this game was the autosave saves a new file all the time, and I don't like that. I wish you just autosave on the same file and not make a new file every time you quick save and autosave the game. So guys, thank you. See you again in future videos. See ya.